Hello everybody, I'm Phil and this is 100% LCFC, and this is a little new thing we thought we'd try pre-match to try and pick the best starting 11 players who we think are going to play in tonight's pre-season friendly against Borussia Dortmund. Now, a lot of us, we've been talking earlier on 100% LCFC, that probably it would be nice to see that starting 11 tonight also be the starting 11 who are going to play at Arsenal. Like to see them get some game time together. I've got lots of things for you we're going to pick the team in a minute. We've got players we can look at in some detail, as you'll see here. So we can pick the players from the squad. But what I wanted to know is, what is your starting 11? I want you to put that in the comments. I want to know why you're picking those players, what formation you want to put them in. We want to hear your views about who's going to be in that starting side, maybe tonight and hopefully against Arsenal. I've got all the roster of players there lined up, so we can pick and choose. I can drag and drop those in, and we'll take them into a formation sheet and we'll pick a team. Hey, we're not Craig Shakespeare, we're just the fans, but I think everybody on here thinks that our views is pretty valid. So while I'm obviously as we do these things live, I always have to just test that everything's going out and people can hear me. Do let me know if you can never not hear me, put it in the comments while I'm just checking here, but please do let me know who would you put in goal, who's going to be in defence. Are you going to play 5 in defence? Are you going to play 3 in defence and 2 wing backs maybe? Let us know your views and comments, and I'll tell you who I think should be in there. So that's the basis of this. I'm explaining it a little bit longer today because I just want everybody to make sure they realise what's going on. So just trying to read a few people's comments out here. Just waiting for the technology to catch up. So obviously we signed Iheanacho yesterday, which is great news. I think that was the worst kept secret ever that he was going to sign. 25 million. Sounds pretty good. I mean, he's a young lad, but he's scored goals, so that's great. Thanks for people who are tuning in and watching. I know lots of people already be down at the ground. Steve Cole says he can hear us. That's great. That's always the first worry. Whew. Thanks, Steve, for that. Tom Whitmore's coming straight in. He says he wants to play a 3-5-2. Okay, Tom, talk us through that 3-5-2. Who are you going to play in that? Put in the comments. BD Waggett says, hello, I'm from across the pond. Is the game going to be televised? Yes, tonight's game is on. It's on LCFC.com. So everybody around the world should be able to watch it there. I don't think there's any restrictions on which countries you're on. So if you're not down at the ground tonight, watch it online and then join us at halftime and after the game to let us know your views. Hi, Jason Clare's watching. Let us know who you think. Imitiz Chowdhury. Hi, Imitiz. Thanks. You're always chatting with us. That's great. Let us know your team. I'll run through that shortly. And we'll start to build it. So, literally, this is how this little show is going to work in my mind. It may bomb. It may be rubbish. But I want to know, who do we think is going to be in goal? I think that's pretty straightforward, isn't it? I think we're all going to pick Kasper Schmeichel. So, I'm going to grab him and drop him straight into the... There he is. He's in goal. He's hiding behind me there. You can see him. We all know where Kasper's going to play. I don't think anybody's got any questions with that, have they? If you put in the comments if for whatever reason you think Kasper should be in goal, but I think everybody thinks he should be. Tom Whitmore's come in here. He says, hi, Tom. Thanks for watching. He says he'd have a back three of Maguire, Fuchs and a new defender. Oh, I think that's quite an interesting one, Tom. I mean, we certainly haven't really played that way. Matthew Waitman is saying Iheanacho and Bard's up front and Merez just behind them in a central role. Okay, well, that's interesting. Let's start at the back anyway. Let's start at the back. We've put Kasper there. I think that's a given. Now, you're allowed to argue with me, and we've obviously got quite a few people now. I think Harry Maguire is going to start. I think we bought him 17 million. We fancy him. Not in that way, but he is going to play, and he's going to play centre-back. In my books, that's exactly where he's going to play. And next to him, I don't think many people would argue, or maybe you would, put in the comments, I'm going to pick Wes Morgan. I think that is our central defence partnership. Let us know that. I'm going to read comments out as we do it live, as we build this team. You can argue with me. This is probably going to be my starting lineup, but I want to know how you think they're going to go in there. Joanna Astley says, hoping Iheanacho scores. Do you think Iheanacho will play tonight? Do you think he will? He looks fit. He's got the kit on. He's running around in that pre-season. Hopefully he'll start. Joanna says, I'm having a lucky £1 on him being our top scorer this season. Big £1 there, Joanna. How much? I don't think you're going to get much returns for that £1. Please, Pete, keep putting down in your comments who you think is going to be in the rest of the team. If you disagree with me, let me know. That's absolutely fine. I think I'm going to go I'm just looking at here who we're going to go with. I've got a feeling we're going to stick with Simpson. Again, I don't think I'm being too radical there. Simpson at right back. And then I think it's pretty straightforward that it is going to be Christian Fuchs at left back. But there I'm being very normal and picking a 4. That's my team at the back. Maguire, Morgan, Fuchs and Simpson. Nothing much has changed for me from that. I think it's when it starts to get into this position here. This is where I'm just looking in. I think I would be putting Ibora about here in this sort of area, playing him in front of that, a bit like Kante used to do. Kante used to help Morgan and Huth, just mopping things up. Now, Ibora can also play quite far up there as well, but I like him. He may well not even make the starting 11 for many people, so let us know, would you have Ibora in there? Putting Ibora in there does cause problems further down the team, as you'll probably see. Will Jutson's disagreeing straight away. He says I'd have Chilwell in there. Joanne Astley says I had £1 on Ranieri joining at 60 to 1. Quid's in then. Jason Clare's team is Casper, Simpson, Morgan, Maguire, Fuchs. We agree so far, Jason. Ibora, yeah, we're agreeing there. Merez, Ndidi, Albrighton, Vardy, Iniaccio. Talk us through, Jason, how you're going to line that lot up. Tom Whitmore says Wes Morgan is a big no. Well, Tom, if you don't play Morgan, who do you play at centre-back there? Because if you ask me, Ben Alawan, I think the jury's out on him, and if I've got to make a call on him, I like him. I think he's come in, did a good job at the right time last season, but generally, I think like he showed against Burton, he's just got a rash tackle in him, and I just don't think he's probably quite good enough. I'm laughing because I've just seen what Imiters has said. We fancy him, but not in that way, lol, what a joker. Get your comments in here. Let us know who you think you'd put in there. I'm going to go back and I'm going to carry on building the team up here. Now, I'm going to start up front because for me, the starting 11 definitely is Jamie Vardy still in there. He's still our talisman. He's been the guy whose dream we're all living really through what he's doing at Leicester. So I put Vardy in there. Who do we play alongside Vardy? Is Merez in there? I'm going to grab Danny Drinkwater because for me, I know there's rumours of him going to Chelsea. Some people I don't think rate Drink as good as possible, but for me, I think Drink is in there. Definitely is in my midfield. Then I have to squint in here. I'm going to come and get Mr. Ndidi, who's been sensational, I think, since we bought him in January and has looked the real deal. So I've got Drinky. I've got now 4 at the back. I've got Ibora sort of playing. You're going to call him a midfielder, but I think he could play quite deep. So I'm going to play him with Drinky and Diddy in there. So that's 4. I've got 4, 8, 9. I've got 2 players left. This is where I start to struggle with my team, if I'm honest in there. And that's why I want to know what you guys are thinking. So please put in the comments in there. Pete Coombs says he'd have Fuchs and Chilwell rolling. Fuchs when we need to hold and defend a lot. And Chilwell if I see an opportunity for more attacking wing play. Kai Garner says it would work well together. Simon Harron says Drinky is poor from what I've seen. Never scores. And passing hasn't been good enough from what I've seen. Tom Whitmore says, I would love Slimani to have a good season, but I can't see it, though. Do you know, Tom, I think you and me are on the same wavelength, because I would like to do that. Mickey Hayden is saying, get Damari Gray in there. Here's your big question. Who would you want? I'm going to put a winger in here and here. I am going to do it. Am I going to pick Gray, or am I going to pick Merez? Who would you pick? Let us know in the comments in there. Before we get to that, I'm going to go back over. I'm peering in. There he is, Mark Albrighton. For me, I think he's amazing. I really like Mark Albrighton. I just think that thrown away by Aston Villa, puts best cross to the ball since Steve Guppy, maybe even better than Guppy. I love his commitment when he's playing up and down the wing. Mark Albrighton signifies everything that is good about Leicester City, and when he's having a good game, when Vardy's having a good game, that is Leicester City. So for me, Mark Albrighton's always in there. Now, here's the contentious one. Who are we going to put on the wing? Let me go back to the team. We've got 4 at the back, sort of 3 in midfield I'm looking at, and 1 up front. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 1 more. Now, is it going to be Demarai Gray or is it going to be Riyad Mahrez? I don't know. What do you think? Without question, Riyad Mahrez on his day is absolutely sensational. Lots of people starting to say, a few people saying Mahrez. I think this will split you. I think this will totally split you. Mahrez, Mikey Hayden says, get Gray in for me. Mahrez on his day, but he needs consistency. That's absolutely right, Mickey. I agree. Tom Whitmore says, Albrighton is quality. Get your comments in. I'm reading them out live. We're doing this whole thing live. We're building the team. I want to know exactly which players you think should be in tonight's starting 11 and therefore the starting 11 against Arsenal, because I think it's important that we do play our best 11 for the first 45, 60 minutes today. See where we're at. I don't think, maybe we've seen the starting 11 already without knowing it, but I've just got a feeling we haven't. So put your comments in, let us know. Fraser Dolby says Gray needs more time. Well, let's get back to that question then. Is it going to be Riyad Mahrez? Is it going to be Demarai Gray? You can see on here, I don't think Daniel Amati makes my first team by any shadow of a doubt. And let's go back there, because we haven't even put Inacio in there. Now, is Vardy going to play with Inacio, or is it going to be one or the other? My formation, if I put Demarai Gray in here, or Riyad Mahrez, because on his day, Riyad Mahrez is one of the best players in the Premier League, so you'd be potty not to play him there in a way. Demarai Gray looks like he could be a great player, but consistency is certainly not there for Demarai Gray as yet, but then lots of people would say, give him a run. So what am I going to do? Do I put Mahrez there? Do I put Gray there? Have I got it wrong with Iborra? Should he come out? Do I have to sacrifice Iborra, put him over here, and then we go back in? Because surely we've just spent 25 million on Inacio. Surely he's got to be up there. But do you play 2 up front? Are they 2 the same? Should we have Slimani up there? Should we have a big guy and a fast guy? So I really want to put Iborra in there, but then you can see my frustration here trying to pick this team, and I'm wondering how it's going to work. Because I think Ndidi definitely gets in there, and I think Drinkwater certainly gets in there. I'm going to go to your comments. Let you solve it. What should it be? Mickey Hayden says, would love to see him and Curry link up. That doesn't quite make sense. Hi, Tom. Tom's watching. Tom Hoger. Can you help me solve this little puzzle, Tom? If we've got Drinkwater and Ndidi in midfield, and we've got Mark Albrighton in the side, and Vardy and Inacio, do I have to sacrifice Iborra? How do I slot in Demarai Gray or Mahrez? Because I've got too many players at the moment. So that would certainly be an interesting one. And if you can work that out. Joanna Astley says, I'd start Gray. I think Vardy and Inacio will be great partnership up front. Couldn't leave Albrighton out in any game. Totally agree with you, Joanna. Hope Morgan and Huth's pace picks up this season. Hopefully they just look tired towards the end of the season. I'm stuck. I'd like to borrow on as well. Liam West says, give Musa some time up front. Let's see what he's about. Good shout. Anybody fancy seeing Musa? For me, I've not seen anything that says that Musa would get into that team ahead of Jamie Vardy and Inacio. Tom Hoger says he'd put Iborra in for Drinkwater. Okay, all right, Tom, let's do that. You take Drinky out, sell him to Chelsea, get your 30 million. You put Iborra in there with Ndidi, I'm assuming, Tom. Mark Albrighton there, and then I think knowing Tom, let me know in your comments. You would then put in, let me just find Mr. Gray, Demarai Gray. He's been given the number 7 shirt. So therefore, that makes me think, all the greats, David Beckham's, Kenny Dalglish for the older ones, Steve Lynex for Leicester, Keith Weller, back in the day, number 7 said, you're our flair player on the wing. Bobby Dazzler, we're going to watch you, we're going to get a bit excited, you're number 7. And I think it's strange if they change squad numbers round, that if Demarai Gray is given 7, that he isn't going to be in the team. I'm assuming that they're thinking that Mahrez is going to go, and therefore Demarai Gray is going to be the winger. Likewise, Matty James. He seems to have had a lot of game time for me, Matty James, and yet his shirt number was number 8, and it's been demoted. So thanks, Tom, for sorting that one out. That's Tom's sort of maybe midfield, where he's saying Ndidi, Ibora, Albrighton, and Gray. Jordan Withers says my starting 11 has got to be a 4-4-2 with Casper Simpson, Morgan, Maguire, Chilwell, Mahrez, then Ndidi, Drinkwater, Albrighton, Inacio, and Vardy are the best starting 11. Mickey Hayden says sorry, auto-correct, Vardy and Inacio link up. Jason Clare says stuff it, let's play with 12 totally. Do you think we could sneak? Do you think we sneak Danny Drinkwater just in there, just poke him around behind, play him up there? Tom's saying get Drinky, don't play him. Jonathan McGrady says I hope Morgan improves following Tuesday. He was outran by most on the field. Neil says he's a mystery. Says 3-5-2 with Drinky, Ndidi, and Ibora in there. That's an interesting one because this is what it's about. At the moment, I've got a very traditional 4-4-2. I don't think we're going to play a 4-4-2. To be fair, Tom Hogan saying put Gray on the wing. I thought you'd say that, Tom. Simon Harron says Mahrez, Albrighton, and Gray. How are you going to slingshot those? Well, I guess there is a way, isn't there? Let's see if we can do that. Put in the comments how you think it is. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to go and get Mr. Riyadh, PFA Player of the Year, the best player, I'm going to say it, the best player I've ever seen in a Leicester City shirt on his day. Could you give Riyad Mahrez the role in there? But let's count up. We've got 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got too many players. So how do we sort that one out? If we've got Riyad Mahrez in there, we've got Vardy and Inacio there. Who are you going to drop? Again, is it Ibora? We pulled Mr. Ibora out? I like the look of him, but Ndidi's been playing solid. Could we play that sort of formation? Again, it's a bit more of a diamond formation in there. What do you think to that? So I've got the back four still the same. I've got Ndidi at the back, Albrighton, Gray, Mahrez, Vardy and Inacio. Does that work for anybody? Or do people think we've got to go to 5 at the back? And if we've got 5 at the back, who's your 3 in the middle? Who is that third person? Are you talking Ben Lawan in there? Hi, Tom. Tom Eaton's watching. Good to hear from you, Tom. How are you? Sean Colpin says, got to go the big man fast up front. So you mean big man, you mean Slimani, and fast man, you mean Vardy, but you just spent 25 million on Inacio, so surely he's going to play in there. Slim does well in European type games. Well, we won't have any European games, but I know what you mean, European type games. Will we play different formations away from home as to at home? That's an interesting one. Samuel Holloway's watching. Hi, Sam. Thanks for watching. Let me know if it's going all right. Tom Hoger says 3-5-2 with Casper. Tom, talk us through how is this 3 and 5 and 2 going to work then? Talk us through it. Type it in there. Joanna Astley says, where will Andy King fit in this season? I think Andy King will fit in just here. Let me show you. He'll fit in just here on the subs bench, Joanna. That's where he'll be. Tom's changed his mind. He's going 4-3-3. Neil, he's a mystery, saying, could we play 4-2-3-1? It worked against West Ham last year. West Ham away last year was great. It was at the London Stadium. We were pretty sensational that day. Simon says he forgot to put Ndidi in. I know, this is the trouble. We've got a nice problem now because we've got lots of good players. Looking forward to tonight's match as well. I do think, though, it'd be nice to see what we class as perhaps our starting 11. If anybody's watching this, if you can like and share the video, I'd really appreciate that. We'll try and do more of these tactics ones before each match. We'll do another one before the Arsenal match, try and pick the team. It's just a fans team. We're just fans. We're not Craig Shakespeare. We're not for a second saying, hey, this is what you should do, Mr. Shakespeare. All we're doing, we're having some fun. We're looking at what the team is. A few more comments here. Danny Fowler says 4-3-3, slot Drinky in midfield and let Gray Mahrez join the front line. Well, I think that's a little bit how we're going along here, where we've got Mahrez. Is Mahrez going to stay? If Riyad Mahrez is going to stay, I think you've got to say, right, Riyad, let's see. Let's have that another season like we had last year. I pulled it up last year and I said, Riyad didn't look like he wanted to pass to Jamie Vardy, and yet the minute Slimani, his big pal, came on, it was like, right, feed the ball, feed the ball. Maybe that was wrong. Hi, Ethan Lang, part of the 100% team, saying, can't play with one central midfielder, we'll get slaughtered. Yeah, I agree. I think there's way too much space in there. For me, Riyad is definitely a luxury to flare around. It's very that'd be a sensational attacking lineup. Boom, boom, boom. Jamie Vardy, Inacio. Riyad Mahrez allowed to go wherever he wants. Bloody hell, that could be amazing. Mark Albrighton, workhorse, up, down, up, down, up, down, all day long. That's all he does. Up to there and down to there. Just like Steve Guppy used to. Gets the ball in, scores the odd goal, can cut in an attack. Mark Albrighton for me is in every day. Demarai Gray, jury's out, if I'm honest. In my book, jury's out. Can look great. Can also do the wrong thing at the wrong time, put the wrong shot in, the wrong cross in. But I really hope, people like Bournemouth are meant to have put in a £20 million bid for him. He's been given the number 7 shirt, so let's hope he stays. That would be a great attacking lineup, that 5. But like somebody said there, Ethan, who is very good at tactics, Ethan. I'd like to see your team, Ethan, if you can put in the comments who you think it should be. We're well exposed in midfield with that, aren't we? So that surely is not going to be right. I'm going to read out a few more comments to see who's in there. Sam saying that I've picked the wrong person. Thank you, Sam. It's meant to be Ndidi. Let me get back in there. My eyes are so bad. There's Mr. Ndidi, isn't it? There he is. Mr. Ndidi. Thank you, Sam. Watching and keeping an eye on me. My eyes are so rubbish, I put the wrong person in. There, we're back. Let us know your team, Sam. You talking some good stuff yesterday when we were talking about who should be in the team. So put in the comments who you think should be in there. Joanna saying put Ndidi on the bench. I've just got him out the bench. And then if Mahrez isn't playing his best, swap him all the time. For me, Ndidi is a surefire put in there, but maybe not for everybody. I think he's been one of our best players since we picked him. Simon Herons come in saying Schmeichel, Fuchs, Maguire, Simpson, Ibora, Mahrez, Gray, Albright. How many have you got in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, very, very good. Formations. Well, I'm going to put it back to how I think it will be, but I don't think I'm right. I'm going to put Mr. Gray off. I'm going to put Riyad in. Mark Albrighton in. I'd like to see Ibora. I think he's been just like how he plays. And then I'm going to put Ndidi with Drinky. Tom, Ethan, all the 100% lads who might be watching. This is my team. You can argue about it. We can say we got wrong. But I've got, and I'm going to talk you through it. That's how I say it's going to be. Casper. Maguire, 17 million. We bought him to play. Wes Morgan, club captain. He is going to play, if you ask me. He's big in there. Big part of the team. Christian Fuchs, one more season for us, reliable. Danny Simpson doesn't put a foot wrong, unsung right back. When England are looking for a right back, he doesn't get a mention. Probably not the right character. Ibora just looks a beast. He looks like the sort of midfielder we've been lacking, if you ask me. That put it in there when it matters. No nonsense. And Ndidi has looked quality since January. Danny Drinkwater passes a great ball. There's no way I can't have a Leicester side without Danny in it for me. Mark Albrighton, amazing. Up and down the wing. Jamie Vardy, back on the goals, please. Inacio, young starlet, big hopes. Riyad Mahrez. I've got him in there, folks. He's going to be the one that some of you are going to moan at, but for me, Riyad Mahrez is in there. Let him roam down there. Let him roam there. Don't tell him what to do. Just let him play. And I think that's my starting 11 against tonight, against Borussia. We'll see what happens. I'd like to say thank you, everybody who's watched tonight. It's a bit of a pilot show. We're trying it. If you could like and share this. Thank you for all the comments, last few readouts. Danny Fowler, Jack Turner, Tom Hoger, Ivan Smith. Hi, Ivan. Thank you for watching. Joanna, thanks. Simon, Ethan. Loads and loads of comments in there. Please keep reading the comments. Loads of great views in here. I tell you, if it's one thing. So, Tom Eaton, you're making me laugh. You're making me laugh. Stop it. I'll see you soon. 12? Somebody's just come in and said I've got 12 in my side. I can't believe it. 4. I've got to take one out. Let's just admit it. I'm not a manager. You guys are better at it than me. If you could like and share the video, that'd be amazing. And see you down at the ground. Enjoy the match. Speak later. See you later.